And we will start with the MND. So starting with the MND, does anyone have any thoughts on whether the MND is adequate? Does anyone think there are any significant environmental impacts that haven't been disclosed or mitigated? Councilmember Zuniga, go ahead. Take yourself off of mute.
I have to apologize, Mayor. My hand was up from the last time I asked a question.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, Councilmember Elliott, you may have to unmute yourself.
Hey, thank you, Mayor. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The mitigated negative declaration that we're considering tonight insufficiently addresses the potential significant effects of the proposed Bridge Point development project. Available information and findings from outside experts presented during the public hearing process, including tonight, we heard from a number of them, support my argument. In addition, this proposed project conflicts with goals and objectives outlined in our general plan. As Gregory Bradley, a resident, pointed out, that we've had no discussion of alternatives to this project, which would have been very beneficial to our decision-making process. So I feel that an EIR must be prepared to address the potential significant environmental impacts that could result from the proposed project. In addition, an environmental impact report will provide more public support and confidence in this entitlement process. Thank you.
All right, any other comments? Okay, City Attorney. All right, any other comments or questions from the council? All right, so do I have a motion to adopt the MND? Unmute yourselves because I can't seem to do that from here right now.
I'll make a motion.
I'm sorry?
I will make a motion.
All right, do I have a second?
I will second Bill's motion.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, can I just ask for some clarification?
Yes, sir.
Councilmember Velto, is that through adoption of the proposed resolution that's in the packet?
With any changes that were proposed.
Yeah, there are no changes proposed that I'm aware of to that resolution. It just concerns the M&D. The changes that were discussed with the applicant all concern the development agreement.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I will do a roll call vote. Councilmember Elliott?
No.
Councilmember Velto?
Yes.
Councilmember Zuniga?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Felix?
Yes.
And myself would be a yes. All right, so now we will move on to the site plan and design review. So let's discuss the site plan and design review. And before I go to each council member, I want to ask that everyone focuses on the findings required for this approval. Stephen or Robert, can you remind everyone what those findings are?
Mayor, I can do that.
Thank you.
So there are 4 findings, and those are contained in the resolution for the site plan and design review, and with the justification. The first one is the design and layout of the proposed project will not interfere with the use and enjoyment of existing and future neighboring properties and structures. Number 2, the proposed architectural design makes use of appropriate materials, texture, and color, and will remain aesthetically appealing and appropriately maintained. Number 3, the proposed landscaping design, including color, location, size, texture, type, and coverage of plant material, as well as provisions for irrigation, maintenance, and protection of landscaping elements, will complement structures and provide an attractive environment. And lastly, the proposed design will not be materially detrimental to the public health, safety, and welfare, or be injurious to the property improvements in the vicinity of the proposed project. And that's it.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. So with those in mind, does anyone have any concerns about the site plan or the design of the project?
So yeah, should be,
If not, do I have a motion
Well,
to?
Madam Mayor?
Janice has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Councilmember Elliott. Councilmember Elliott, you need to take yourself off of mute.
There we go. Sorry about that. In the findings, it was my understanding that whether or not it's a permissible use is a key issue in this discussion. Yet I did not hear that read. Am I missing something?
Yes, the way that the city's code is written, it's not listed as an express finding that needs to be made, but it's in the prefatory paragraph of that explaining the findings says, in addition to being a permitted use and compatible with the general plan, the use then has to satisfy the other following. So it's kind of a prerequisite.
Yeah,
yes,
I would say it's
correct.
the crux
And that
issue.
is something that is covered in the resolution.
Yeah, it is the crux issue of this discussion. And I completely disagree with the argument that this is a permissible use in the industrial mixed use zone. The City of Upland General Plan provides for warehouse and distribution centers only in the College Heights focus area, which is south of Foothill. Our general plan does not include distribution centers in its list of permissible use for mixed use commercial industrial zones. That's it. If you look at the Upland Municipal Code and you look for the different land uses that are permissible in the city of Upland, you find the definition of warehouse, which the American Planners Association defines this as a use where goods are received and or stored for delivery to the ultimate customer at remote locations. Well, in this project, this warehouse is not storing goods for customers at remote locations. These are last mile deliveries. But the major use of this land is the distribution or delivery center. That accounts for the rest of the land use other than the landscaping. So the warehouse is 10%, the parking facilities is considerably more than that. And there is there's no listing of a distribution center. There is no listing for a delivery service in our Upland Municipal Code. And the Upland Municipal Code states that unless it is included, it is prohibited. So I strongly contend that this is not a permissible use in our Upland Municipal Code and in our general plan. In addition, the general plan is very, very articulate as far as the vision for the city of Upland in mixed use industrial commercial zones. And Brenda Sarathi did a wonderfully eloquent presentation of how a logistics center for the distribution of goods does not meet the vision of developing shopping places where we can walk, the pedestrians can walk and bicyclists can ride to go shopping. This use of a delivery service does not make sense there because of its proximity to other neighborhoods and its proximity on Foothill Boulevard. So I strongly contest that this is not an appropriate land use for this project.
Stephen. So the question's gonna come up. I know it's just the,
Yeah. I think it fits with the definition. I mean, like, look, the definition of light industrial
right.
is not razor accurate.
Okay. So but what about that warehousing definition? It's facilities for the storage of commercial goods. So can I say it fits within the definition of warehousing and also light industrial, and that's a permitted use. Is that something?
Is that your opinion?
Yeah.
You obviously thought so.
No. I want to know what your opinion is. What's your opinion?
Like I said, I think that light industrial is
Okay. Let's just say it's,
the light industrial zone
yeah.
that builds off of the reason it shows if you find any food or distribution. So that is a type of light industrial use.
What includes light industrial? The general plan?
That's what I showed you.
Right.
It says the purpose of the light industrial zone. Now, I know this is a different zone.
Okay.
But it's a mix of the two zones.
Okay.
That's part of the. That's part of.
Okay.
So the question is.
Yeah.
It says it defines light industrial as light industrial use intending not to cause the vibration and odor, right? So is this that?
Okay. Well, it is. So what I'll say is, based on staff and the city attorney's opinion, this falls within the definition of light industrial and warehousing, and is a permitted use, and that's our permitted. Is that, or should I say it differently?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I had looked at it until
Right. Yeah.
I can confirm that.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'll say. That based on staff and the city attorney, this is a permitted use in the zoning district. It falls within the definition of light industrial and also the definition of warehousing. And I'll just leave it at that. Unless you want me to say something different.
I don't know why.
Huh?
Scribe out on the border because I do have.
No, but is that
like right
On the left.
on the ground.
On the
no,
ground.
but is that
That one's empty. There's another one on the other side.
Okay, perfect.
okay? Yeah. Well, we changed we would do a text change to the code to take out some of the uses that draw truck traffic, which we would require CUP or just take it out. I know. But if I responded that way, are you comfortable with that? Okay.
I'm gonna use the rest
Okay.
for a 5-minute break.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Stephen or Robert Dahlquist, do you want to chime in?
I can say that the definition of warehouse is not a spot on match here, but at the same time, it's certainly within the city's discretion and how it interprets its own code. And I think that it's a completely reasonable interpretation in this case, although others may disagree. In that regard, I do defer in some regards to the planning experts, and that call.
I have. Also, you know what? Also, can we have Mr. Dahlquist and Mr. Poland mute their mics? I think we're getting a little bit of feedback from them. I can hear them conversing or someone conversing in the background.
Okay.
We were muted.
You were muted? Okay. Maybe it's someone else that's on the line. All right, so
You can mute or unmute yourself.
oh, there I hear it now.
Now it's muted. Well, now it's not.
All right, then I'll go back to, do I have a motion to approve the site plan and design review?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Councilmember Velto, do I have a second? I'll make the second. And let's vote. Councilmember Elliott. You need to turn your mic on, please.
No.
Okay. Councilmember Velto.
Yes.
Councilmember Zuniga.
Yes.
And Mayor Pro Tem Felix.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to move on.
Mayor,
to-
Mayor, you need to vote as well.
I did.
Okay.
I voted yes. All right.